Slide down rainbows in the sky, let's fly away. Like a bird, you're free to see the boundless face of the earth. Let the wind.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Destructo Discourse. I am Gauze.
I am Mez.
Because you have glasses.
Shit.
Sorry, I picked for you.
Damn, I mean, you are right. This is true.
Between the two. I think that's how this shakes down. I am Tyler, and I am joined this week by Jason.
Hello.
That's Jason.
That's me.
Only two of us this week, unfortunately. A lot of illness and other plans got in the way. Unfortunately, we're down in strength this week, but there are some good episodes for us to go over.
Mm-hmm. Some very good. This is actually my favorite filler so far to date.
This is strong stuff this week.
This is juicy. This tops even the robot friend.
This show, Destructo Discourse, is a Dragon Ball Z rewatch podcast. Started by myself and some friends. While watching Dragon Ball Super, I got the itch to just rewatch all of Dragon Ball Z, filler included. So I roped some friends into doing so with me, and then talking about it every week. For this show, we watch 3 episodes every week of DBZ to get through it in a timely manner.
Because otherwise we would be spending all of eternity, really.
Right, we checked the math, and it was going to be like 5 years. I'm like, I don't think I have 5 years in me for this.
Well,
I'll give you 2.
We record this in the hyperbolic time chamber, it would only take 5 minutes. That's probably how that works. No, that's not how that works.
I mean, for us it would still be 5 years, but for the outside world...
A blip on the radar, really.
But before we begin talking about the episode, we like to do a little pre-show banter. Just talk about something else, just to get the blood pumping, really.
Just loosen up, really.
Yeah.
We need to shed our weighted clothing and just enhance that power level.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jason, what are we talking about this week? Just you and me.
Just us ogres, Gaz and Mez, just chit-chatting. So, you've got more of a history with Dragon Ball and the whole franchise. I'm pretty, like, I remember watching a lot of Z growing up, but I didn't really watch any of the others, as Dragon Ball OG, or the GT, and not really much of Super either. And I'm going back through, and I'm watching Dragon Ball because I want to see where all this delightful lore comes from. And I want to learn about characters that have a history now in Z that we were kind of expected to just know instantly because they were expecting us to have watched Dragon Ball first.
Right.
So I want a little primer. I need to know who these people are and why should I be involved in them? Why should I care?
I'll do my best to catch you up.
Thank you.
We'll see how it goes.
I'm excited. So first and foremost, I want to know, can you show me, who is Yamcha? Who is this fool?
Who is this baseball player?
This based ball. We see
that
him...
we saw last week.
Yeah, we see him, first of all, and he's got some cool stance. He's trying to make some money. He's got a floating cat friend.
He's got a sweet scar.
Sweet scar? How the hell did that happen? Because I'm watching Dragon Ball, and I ran into...
Doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it. Some had to have happened.
So tell me what you do already know about him.
Here's what I know. He shows up in Dragon Ball Z. He's a powerful fighter, but not that good because he instantly gets owned very easily by any threat. Stronger than what's presently on the playing field. In Dragon Ball, though, he apparently was a force to be reckoned with because he was like the first antagonist of Goku and company.
Yeah, very briefly, an antagonist.
He was a bandit, a desert bandit. He had a sword, which we never saw again. He had a cool uniform, which we, I guess, never saw again, really. I prefer that old look.
It is a good look.
And
the orange and the green.
Yes. Oh, yes. Big fan of that fashion. He wanted to, I think, get the Dragon Balls so that he could wish to not be afraid of women, because that was like his Achilles heel.
Yeah, he was deathly afraid of women, and he needed to get with them.
Yeah, and that was kind of the source of a lot of the, like, Dragon Ball humor.
Yeah,
with
the women are funny.
Big air quotes there, because he would faint at the sight of a beautiful woman. Couldn't handle it.
So the joke with him and with Bulma is that their wishes were the same wish, basically. At the very beginning. Because he wanted to get better at being around women, and she wanted a boyfriend.
That's right. That's what she wanted those Dragon Balls for.
She was gonna wish for the best boyfriend in the world on the Dragon Balls. She's gonna scour the globe for magical orbs to make a man for her. And instead she settles for Yamcha.
I mean...
At first, anyway. Yeah. Yamcha was a desert bandit, as you say, and he discovers the existence of the Dragon Balls through the two heroes, Goku and Bulma. Mm-hmm. And I guess Oolong was with them at that point too, right?
Yes.
Big man. Yeah, he discovers their existence and decides that he's going to let them do the finding, and he'll just take them when they're done, because he's a smart bandit.
He's a big old bandit.
He's going to let the other people do the work, and then he just reaps the benefits. So he follows them around for a while. He eventually befriends them when Oolong uses the very first wish in Dragon Ball to stop Emperor Pilaf from becoming the world leader. He and Bulma just realize, oh, we've been searching for each other this whole time, and they get together.
True love.
True love.
Well,
for a little bit.
For now.
The rest of the time in Dragon Ball, Yamcha's kind of just a power gauge, if you will. Like, he continues his training, he continues to be a help to the gang, but a lot of the time he is set in place to show the power level of the enemy before Goku fights them. Like, so, oh, this dude's better than Yamcha.
This guy's
How
like...
will Goku handle it?
This guy's like 2.5 Yamchas.
He kind of just remains that for the remainder of what we're looking at. Like, they just continue to play up his punching bagness despite his incredible confidence in himself.
Tell me a little bit about his moveset, because all I really know is he's got the one boy in the chamber. That's the Wolf Fang Fist.
The tried and the true.
Is that really his only thing?
Like, I think he developed this himself, just based on being a desert bandit and meeting other wolves. Like, I don't know if he was raised by wolves or what, but his most famous move is the Wolf Fang Fist.
It's just literally he punches real good, right?
And fast.
Yes.
There's a speed element.
Very good punch.
It's a quick strike. And he changes his hand into a fang-like shape, where he points his fingers out.
Oh, the fang part, the titular fang. He apparently learns to master well, maybe not master, but pull off the Kamehameha wave.
Yes, that's true. As with most of the people who are adjacent to Roshi, he learns how to Kamehameha.
They just happen to pick it up. I'm just seeing a lot of weird variations. Apparently he gets more fighting moves in the various games and such because they needed to give him a
little bit of variety.
Something to do. But a lot of them are variations of Wolf Fang Fist. Wolf Fang Blasts.
Another notable one is the Spirit Ball, which we're going to see against the Saiyans.
Really?
A little bit later.
And it's not like the Spirit Bomb, which is...
It's kind of a precursor to it. It's a very small energy ball that he creates with two fingers, and he can kind of steer it and direct it around by flinging his fingers in different directions. Outside of that,
not a lot.
He's kind of just got the standard repertoire of any Z fighter.
Flies.
Flying, Ki Blast, Kamehameha, punches.
Yep. That's it. That's all you got. This hopefully won't be too big of a spoiler, but is it revealed how he gets that scar in Dragon Ball Z?
That is a great question.
It never shows up in Dragon Ball?
I don't think it does. I think it happens off screen, if I'm remembering correctly.
It just shows off the time skip that Yamcha's worse for wear. He's run into a bit of a snafu.
Yes, according to DragonBallWikia.com, another of Yamcha's most significant appearance changes were the mysterious scars he got sometime during his 3-year training for the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament.
You think he was trying to perfect his Wolf Fang Fist by training with actual wolves?
He might have been.
Not very effective, I'm afraid.
Really, it was just Toriyama wanting to draw something different.
I mean, I can get down with that. Hell yeah.
I gotta switch this guy up a little bit.
Switch it up. Live your life. Get new hair. Get new uniforms again.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm excited. I'm raring. Now that we've been introduced to Yamcha, let's discuss 3 episodes of the popular show Dragon Ball Z, none of which really feature Yamcha in this case.
Yeah, not this week.
No.
This week we are discussing episodes 13, 14, and 15 of Dragon Ball Z. I am watching the Funimation dub with American score on DVD. Jason, you are watching the dub on Funimation now?
Yes, and it's got the original score.
Yes. No subs this week. We kick things off learning a bit about the fruit that we saw last week, the bud apples.
Yes.
The golden bud apples.
The golden bud apples of discord.
Apparently it belongs to King Yemma.
Yes, in fact, that is the Japanese title of this episode, which is...
Oh, please, hit me with that.
Absolutely. Gazmez in Japan is called Hands Off, Lord Enma's Secret Fruit. I'm assuming Enma here is,
Yemma.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not a unique way to say Enya.
No.
Lord Enya's Secret Fruit.
We are introduced to a blue and a red ogre, Gaz and Mez respectively, who tell Goku what happened to him after he fell off of Snake Way.
And where is he? Well, that depends on which dub you're listening to. Because when I was growing up,
Yes.
it was called The Home for Infinite Losers, or HFIL for short.
Yeah, important to note that these ogres wear tank tops that have the word hell written across the chest. And when this was being shown on American television for children, the very clever way to censor that bad word was to change it to HFIL, or The Home for Infinite Losers.
By the way, for all y'all out there on the internet with access to online retailers of clothing, if y'all can find me either in a Hell tank top or an HFIL tank top, please at me. Because I would immediately pick that up. These boys are the leaders in, like, demonic athleisure, because they got the matching tank top with those lovely shorts.
It's a really solid look. They're ready for some action.
They're ready for some blood sport.
They're gonna pump you up.
They're beefy boys.
They tell Goku that he's got a free membership to Hell, and then they laugh a lot at their very good joke.
Yes. One of them refers to where they are as the land of no return. It's also where we live. Which I thought was very nice.
This is a curious detail of the Dragon Ball world, is people's insistence on referring or letting everyone else know where they live.
My name is Goku.
Yeah, this is my place.
I am here now.
This is what I'm about.
By the way, Hell, specifically notable for its architecture, craggy trees and ponds of blood, which we know because there's a painted sign at the front which translates to Pond of Blood. I think at this point we cut to the real world, to Earth.
Yes, to the living realm.
Yes.
And we see Tien and Chaozu, who we met last episode, starting to climb up Korin Tower. They can fly, but Goku climbed it when he was a kid, and Tien will not be outdone by Goku.
No, I've got to climb it, but way better.
Yeah, I'm climbing this bitch. Everybody else went up in a plane, but I'm gonna climb this bitch.
Exactly. Power pole? Flying? Nonsense. It is arm day for the next 4 days. Tien, at this point, makes a note to Chaozu to tell him to be on his best behavior, which flagged as suspicious for me, because it makes me think that Chaozu has gotten up to some absolute clownery in the past.
Look at the guy. He's a little imp.
That fucker has not gone through all of these arcs without doing something devilish.
I made note that Tien says no more questions to Chaozu as they climb, because he is done with his bullshit. He is focused on climbing.
You've seen how tall that tower is. It's gonna be like 14 hours of, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
We make our way back down the tower as an audience. We see a Native American man.
Yes, a caricature.
Yes. Well, first we see Launch going through his stuff.
Yeah. Trying to get a ladder, apparently?
Looking for a ladder.
Looking
she
for a ladder.
doesn't want to climb the whole way herself.
So maybe a ladder that's several thousand miles high.
And Jason, you seemed confused by this gentleman.
Yeah, him and his, like, surprisingly beefy son.
He's got a pretty beefy son.
Who are these people? These Dragon Ball characters I don't know anymore.
These are, in fact, Dragon Ball characters. And I was surprised to see them, because I didn't think we saw them again until, like I said, with Launch the Buu Saga, where everybody makes a cameo from Dragon Ball past.
Bring it all in, everybody.
But this is Bora and Upa. Bora being the father, Upa being the son.
Gotcha.
These are two characters that Goku met when he was climbing Korin Tower. And Bora was murdered by the Red Ribbon Army. And that was the second wish on the Dragon Balls that we see in the series, was bringing him back to life for Upa.
Nice.
It is especially fun to see Upa buffed out, because I'm going to send you an image so that you can see. But for the listeners, Upa as a child, Goku had to do some very funny, and I say funny in air quotes because it's more just perv shit, but very funny checks on him to see if he was a boy or a girl, because Goku could not tell.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of, like, crotch slapping in Dragon Ball.
Touching parts.
What a rambunctious mountain scamp that Goku is.
I have a note when Bora shows up. I was very excited, so I wrote Bora! And he loves the booty. Because he is very impressed by Launch's booty shaking around in his TP.
Oh. Well, I mean, I don't know if... I don't believe Bora is a married man right now.
Not currently.
He could be playing the field.
Yeah. And we get to see more of Launch's gun antics.
Potential girlfriend, someone who breaks and enters.
She also sneezes herself back to normal, which surprises them.
She sneezes herself back to a fair maiden with
back to good Launch.
Back to good Launch and not regular Launch. I think we cut back to hell.
We see Goku trying to jump back up on Snake Way, despite being able to fly, which we've seen him do.
Yep, Super can do it. We'll see him do it in this episode.
I don't know if he's still out of juice or what.
Maybe. It's wishy-washy here. Gaz and Mez are, like, talking very conspiratorially about having fun with this new arrival.
And who gets first crack at him.
I'm assuming to either, like, beat him up or torture or whatever, because, it's hell.
What Onis like to do.
It's an Oni thing. It also sounded like they were trying to convince Goku to, like, join their, maybe, like, open relationship poly triad or something.
Right.
Or like, well, I don't know. I mean, he seems kind of nice, but... So Gaz challenges Goku to... wrestling? No, sumo wrestling.
And if he does, he will help Goku get back to the top because he has a special flying machine that will help Goku get back on Snake Way.
Special device that will enable him. Because this is Dragon Ball Z, Goku wins pretty effortlessly.
He shows off his sick E-Honda skills.
Yeah, he fucking thousand fist slaps the air and creates a whirlwind that just knocks Gaz flat on his keister outside the ring.
Oh, I made note of a quote earlier also that sort of plays into your questioning of their open relationship status.
Yeah.
Because if Gaz won, Goku would become his personal plaything, in quotes.
Actual quote. So, who knows?
I also liked that for this wrestling match, Gaz said that there were no rules, and then immediately establishes a rule of don't cross this line.
Yeah, I don't get what the point of that is. He was trying to sound very like street fighty about this. It's like, no rules, just right.
But actually, it's literal sumo wrestling rules. Just follow those.
So Goku is obviously victorious, and we get introduced to this flying machine that's going to take him back to Snake Way. Tyler, what is that?
It's a simple machine of sorts,
you think? How simple could it be?
It's a seesaw that Gaz is going to jump on and launch Goku with.
It is a lever.
The simplest of machines.
Some could say, yes.
And with the help of this machine, Goku almost makes it through the clouds. He has to Kamehameha his way, like get a little more force to get through the cloud cover, but he smashes his head on the cloud line.
Which are now suddenly dense as hell.
Yeah, evidently. Can't go back through the way you came.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a one-way thing. They had that fail-safe in.
It's at this point that we cut over to a field trip happening in hell.
Yes!
That Mez is operating.
I'm so glad to know that Hell has a thriving tourism industry, because...
I mean, what else are they gonna do?
They're just trying to pass the time. They make a visit to, what is it? Scenic Needle Mountain, or Mount Needle.
Needle Mountain.
Famous for their, and I wrote this down, needle bean jam buns.
That sounds not bad.
Appetizing already.
I would get down on that.
I'd try it once, just for the story.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm there.
Yeah, if
I'm visiting Hell for some reason, you gotta get that cuisine. Goku keeps smashing his head against the cloud cover because he doesn't think like as a man.
No,
that's not what he's about. He knows a solution, and he's gonna try that solution until the problem is solved.
Right.
Whether or not it's the correct one.
Yeah, usually the solution is punch or kick good.
I mean, honestly, for him, the solution a lot of the time is I'm going to break that with my head.
More often than not, that has a pretty solid track record.
I'm going to go through this thing with my head first, and then it won't be there anymore.
Well, Grandpa Gohan told him to use his head to solve problems.
I think you're joking, but I think that might have come up.
I really hope it did. I'm praying that it did.
Mez, at this point, decides to challenge Goku to catch Mez in a race, sort of. It's more of a chase.
Yes, he delivers this with a lot of bravado, for he is Mez, the fastest ogre in the land.
Absolutely.
Complete with, like, kabuki pose and, like, fucking cherry blossoms fluttering.
He's got the fleetest feet, and if Goku can catch him, he'll show Goku where the secret exit of hell is.
Yes, because we gotta get out of here some way.
We briefly get to see some more of Gohan's training, who is also getting pretty fast.
Yeah, what's he up to? Fucking harassing all animals.
Yeah, he's being chased by the saber-toothed tiger, who we learned during this sequence that he keeps tricking into chasing him as a form of training, which is kind of ingenious. Like, I need to get faster at running. I'm gonna get a wild animal to chase me to add some, like, impetus to the running.
Add some zazz to my cardio.
A little bit of tension to my leg day.
Yeah, it's like those apps that you listen to that's like, oh, the zombies are coming. They're 100 meters away. Better keep running. Only this is just real life involving an actual
Only
tiger.
It's a literal tiger.
Literal tiger cardio. We cut back to Hell, and the chase is on.
Goku is impressed by Mez's speed because he sees him run and he goes, man, cooking.
Cooking!
He's just cooking. We also continue to hear about other cool things King Yemma has done in the past that we will never see.
Yeah.
But we can just assume.
Yeah, everyone else around him is talking a very big game. Just like, yeah, only Yemma was able to beat me, and that was hundreds of years ago or something.
Yeah, the last time he visited, last time he had a fucking day off.
When does that fool ever get a day off?
He always puts work before family.
That's why no one's touched that fucking tree that those Oni are guarding.
All of those fruits are very overripe at this point.
Fermented, some might say. So this chase sequence is something else.
Yeah, hey Jason.
Yeah?
There's another thing I learned about Hell this week, and the structures therein.
Yeah?
There's a theme park down there.
Yeah, it's called 666 Flags.
Son of a bitch. I'm sorry.
Chases.
I was not ready for that one. Please continue.
Sure. Goku chases this idiot all across this fucking hell theme park. There's like duck rides, roller coasters, RC, fucking mini car races.
Yeah, I like that they kind of take a break from the foot race to enjoy the attractions.
Yeah, together. Maybe just hang out, get some snacks, have a nice date. Honestly, like, if someone took me, like, made me chase them around a theme park in hell for a first date, I mean, I'd call them back. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
That's a good story.
That's a good foot forward.
Yeah.
That's a strong impression. We make our way back to the tree after the theme park, where we learn Goku and Mez are both tuckered from all the running.
Tuckered and hungry.
And Goku makes the suggestion, like, let's get a snack. Let's just eat some of this fruit together.
This banned fruit.
Yeah, and Mez says one piece of the fruit, just consuming one piece, will double a man's strength and keep him full for 3 months. Or, as my roommate Carmen put it, this is special Goku fruit designed for Goku to eat.
Goku needs his Goku fruit.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he hears this, he's like, oh, it makes me stronger? He immediately, like...
Oh, I need all of it then.
There's a Goku-shaped Looney Tunes cloud where that fool once stood. As he fucking hauls ass to this tree.
Mez is pleading with him, please do not, I will lose my job.
Yeah! And this becomes a reverse chase now, because Mez is trying to get Goku to stop, to which Goku uses to his advantage.
It turns out to be an actually ingenious trick from Goku, because he gives Mez a really big hug and wins the game. Just jumps right on his chest.
Which is fascinating. Goku did it like a smart thing.
Well, yeah. So Gaz and Mez take him over to where he can get out of hell.
They sound so defeated as they do this. Fine, I mean, you fucking win, take the stairs.
Yeah, it's the first time either of them have been defeated in anything. And Goku, the asshole that he is, took the fruit anyway.
Mm-hmm. Did a big old yemo on these. Party down. It's kind of weird because as Goku runs away, they very quickly take on a new lease on life and come to terms with being owned. They're like, this is a refreshing change of pace.
Well, it was a nice change of pace for them, but also there are no other witnesses, so they don't have to they don't have to come clean about it.
This never fucking happened. So
Mum's the word on this one. Goku finds his way back out of hell, But it turns out he was also tricked because he's in King Yama's desk.
Yep, those stairs go there, I guess.
That's a weird... I mean, I guess that's how he gets down there.
That's how Yama gets down there?
Yeah, right?
Climbs into his own desk drawer?
Yeah.
That seems really difficult.
It would be, but
Maybe-
why else would it be there?
I don't know, maybe I'm thinking that the interns are filing reports to him that way or something?
That could be. That's how the paperwork gets from hell to him.
Yeah, I figured if Yama wanted to just visit hell, he would just walk out onto Snake Way and just eat shit immediately.
Just take a tripsy.
take a patented Yama dive into the underworld.
Right.
So Goku has to start the fuck over.
Yeah, the entire run over. But luckily he ate that fucking fruit, which makes him super fast.
Ate that Goku fruit.
Yeah.
Made him super full and full of energy, so he, catches up fucking immediamente.
And this is the end of episode 13.
These are my favorite beefy boys. I love and cherish them, and anytime I get to spend with them in this show is a blessing, and I want to savor it and enjoy it. I love the fact that in the midst of Adventure Time Space Karate, we have an episode that's full-on slapstick.
That's true. And some good slapstick also.
Hell yeah, I had a great time.
I don't want to get too deep a dive into this, but this illustrates what I like about Super and what I disliked about GT. Is that GT was really trying its best to emulate Dragon Ball and the sort of slapstick humor of it, to the point that they made Goku a child again and sent him on an adventure with two friends throughout the galaxy.
Yeah.
Whereas as Super kind of plays to the strengths of both the Dragon Ball humor and the Z beefiness, I guess.
Yeah, this is true.
This is kind of the same sort of tone, where it's a lot of suspension of disbelief as far as the talents of these people go, but it is still slapstick and funny and has some charm to it.
Oh yeah, from what I've seen so far in my viewing of Super, I'm still on Beerus and all that stuff. It's the very first bit. It's been hilarious.
But still, everybody has world-ending powers.
Oh yeah, can destroy a planet with a flick of the wrist. I wish Beerus was a character that existed in Z so we could talk about him more, because that boy is my favorite.
He's a really good addition. I'm very happy to have him.
I'm so happy to have him.
Episode 14 is entitled Princess Snake.
Yes, in the Japanese style, it is Such Sweet Temptation, the Snake Princess's Hospitality. Which, kind of nails it in one, really.
Yeah. What else do you have to know? We're done here.
All right, episode 15.
Episode 14 kicks off with Goku thinking to himself, good, I think I'm almost back to where I fell off. How does he know that?
Well,
there's no visual indicator of that.
This tile here... Well, no, the only visual indicator he really has is he passes by that helpful Oni that gave him a lift before.
Yeah, but he says the quote before he passes that guy.
This is true.
So he was just guessing.
It's this bit of cloud feels about right.
Speaking of the street sweeper man, he takes his eyes off the road when Goku passes. He's like, wait, wasn't that guy on my thing? Where'd he come from?
Where is that fool? He needs to be more careful on the Snake Way, after which he immediately eats shit and goes to hell.
I like that is the 1-2 step of what happens on Snake Way. You eat shit, you go to hell.
Honestly, that's a great catchphrase just for life in general.
We get to see a little bit more of Piccolo and Gohan continuing their own training in their own ways.
Oh yeah, Piccolo is meditating, and he focuses his power and creates this whirlwind.
Piccolo's training is surprisingly natural disaster based.
Yeah, causes earthquakes, blows up the moon, creates massive typhoons.
What kind of havoc can I wreak on this planet and just make myself a better person?
It's training with quotation marks. Yeah, I just need to get some real training in. I think I need to train out this hemisphere pretty good. He's trying to destroy the world in his own way, but he's just guising it under. Yeah, I'm just doing some really good training,
This is his own pace.
Yeah.
His dad tried to do it all in one.
Yeah.
He's not his dad.
Breaks it down.
He's his own man.
He does these powerful...
I'm my own big green.
I'm my own big green. He stares into a reflective surface and just affirms himself. Bolsters himself.
When will Big Green's reflection show?
Who is this Namekian I see?
We also get to see the Z Warriors, who have finally all arrived at Kami's palace.
I believe this is the first time we actually hear them referred to as the Z Warriors.
Yes, I'm not sure where or what that term refers to, outside of it just being called Dragon Ball Z and being a collective way to refer to them.
Yeah, these idiots.
Yeah, these chuckle nuts. Not as catchy, I guess.
So they get into some training, or they make their way up finally. And who do we have in tow? Who do we get? We got Krillin, we got Tien, we got Chaozu, we got Yamcha,
and our boy Yajirobe.
My favorite boy.
Ready for action.
Ready for,
I said ready for action. I should have said ready for snacktion.
Shit. You're not wrong. We cut back to heaven, to Otherworld, to the afterlife, and Goku stops at a pagoda in the middle of Snake Way and says, well, this must be it.
Yeah, I'm here. I did it.
Yep. This is the end of Snake Way. Goku, you had one job.
He gets sucked right into it, too, which is a little strange.
Yeah, big old snake mouth.
Yeah, it sort of changes shape, curiously, into a snake mouth before sucking him in. But it still has a palace interior, so everything's cool.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
This must not be a known thing. I don't know who these... Do they live here? The snake folk?
These snake ladies?
Snake Princess and crew?
I have no idea. I'm assuming these aren't Dragon Ball characters, because I don't know anyone
No.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who knows
These are newbies.
These are just kind of fools just chilling out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
It seems like a weird oversight to not tell Goku, you might see a palace halfway there, don't go in it.
Yeah.
Or you might see some weird shit, don't stop.
Don't stop for any reason. It's called Snake Way. There's a beginning and an end.
Yeah.
And if you're not at the end, you're not done with Snake Way. We get introduced to my favorite character, my favorite incidental NPC, Princess Snake, which is such an ill-fitting title because she is a queen.
Please hit me with your fashion take.
Lovely gal. Look at her. She's got a full fucking feather boa. She's got a she's got a mug. She's got the green lip. She's got a scaly dress, which is appropriate.
I'm into the hair.
Oh, that hair is everything.
That's a solid do.
Oh yeah, teased to perfection.
Daily. It's a fucking hassle.
It's a ritual, is what it is. Only critique. Could have gone with a better shoe. Match it up a little bit. It's just a gentle periwinkle. We could have maybe gone with a more deeper blue to match that dress. But you know what? Honestly, I still toot this look. I think it's pretty solid.
This fit?
Yeah, this fit is fine.
How fire is this fit?
Stop it. Speaking of fire, we'll get to that in just a moment.
That was a little cheeky foreshadowing.
I'm like, All right, okay.
Goku assumes that Princess Snake is King Kai because he's still at the place. He made it all the way to the end. So he asks to train with her.
And Goku sees no prejudice of gender. It's like, well, King Kai's a lady? Well, all right.
As long as she's strong and she'll teach me to be strong.
Hell yeah. Let's get to it. The training, however, involves more of a tango, really.
some ballroom dancing.
Yes. To which Goku surmises, aha, King Kai must be testing me. There must be a secret
I gotta find
to
her weak point.
To which I guess he does, because the dance immediately ends with an abrupt judo slam.
Tosses her ass on the ground.
I mean, honestly, though, she's kind of a trooper, because she just shakes that off almost immediately.
That's true. Her servants are not too impressed with Goku, though.
They're quite cross with his treatment of their princess.
They let him know that she won the Otherworld Beauty Contest and is renowned for her beauty.
Her attendants not only tell Goku who Princess Snake is, but in that same breath inform him of all of her credentials.
Goku's already been running for 3 months since eating the fruit, in addition to when he started. So, half a year is probably almost up. We have to guess.
Goku's a hungry boy, again.
Yes. Princess Snake wants him to stay, because she hasn't seen a man since Yama was around. So she tells her servants to drug a feast so that he'll fall asleep and they can keep him forever.
She is a woman with goals.
We'll say that she makes a miscalculation, though.
Oh yeah, because Goku finishes off that feast with nary a wink of shut-eye.
He does what he does, and that is eat.
You cannot slow him down. He fucking breaststrokes into the food to just shovel it in. He decides to follow that up with a bit of an after-meal soak, a bit of a bath.
In a blood hot spring.
Welcome to the bathhouse episode of Dragon Ball Z. Turns out, takes place in the afterlife, and the pools are blood, and they boil to a constant 300 degrees!
How's that for anime tropes? Princess Snake goes to check on him to see if he's getting sleepy yet, because her servants are, unbeknownst to Goku, turning the heat up.
More and more and more.
And at this point, we get a very sweet Goku butthole shot.
Just fully he ass up in the
just
frame.
An ass in the air.
Was that just how he learned to bathe?
I guess.
Princess Snake sees this butthole shot and assumes that she has killed him by boiling him to death.
Yeah, my notes back to back are sweet Goku butthole shot. She likes what she sees. But it turns out that he was just dunking his head, I guess. Just
giving it. Yeah, he's trying to get that hair to come down, but it never will.
He gets up and gets out of the bath, and we still do not see that boy's D.
No dicks in sight. Very appropriately placed rock outcropping to kind of hide his Saiyan shame. But we do get more of that Goku behind, and I must say, very perkily drawn.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Toriyama.
He's got a pert little tush.
Where's your proud Saiyan behind?
I wish he had met Raditz in hell, who just tagged along and kept asking him to show him proud Saiyan things.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that proud Saiyan upper lip, Kakarot?
It is unfortunate that Goku spends all his time in hell, does not run into Raditz once, despite the fact that Yama says he sent him there.
I don't know what that guy's up to. I guess he's just... I like to believe that he has found some peace now that he is away from the two people who abused him for most of his life. Mm-hmm. Mentally and verbally.
Do you think he just kind of got turned into one of those clouds that we see populating the afterlife?
Yeah, he was the one with the camera at Needle Mountain.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he was
just scrapbooking now.
He got into tourism now.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to try one of those needle bean jam-buns. So, oh yeah, there is a specific note here of Princess Snake. Literally, she does say, "Oh my, what a bod."
Yeah, she likes what she sees.
It's a very Valley Girl in that sense.
The servants inform Goku that he can't leave yet. Jason, why is that?
Because one of the servants, particularly the blonde one, says this, and I quote, "You can't leave yet because I've got something to show you, and it's my gun."
It just takes out like a revolver.
Full-on revolver! She wants to show Goku her special fun game she plays in the afterlife, which apparently is just full-on Russian roulette. A game which she says she's never lost once. Not once, never once.
And how do you play?
Well, you just throw a little bullet into the chamber, give it a spin, and then she points it at her head and eats shit immedially.
I was taken aback by this at first, because I was like, wow, this servant just murdered herself. And we're just gonna move right on. Guess a sweet sword dance hypnotism act is coming on next.
Yes,
because everybody just kind of moves on.
Well, again, death is meaningless.
Later on, we do see the blonde servant standing in the background again, so I did have to rewind to double check that was the same hair.
She's fine.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, again, people just shoot bullets at each other and themselves for goofs and jokes.
Yeah,
as
it's all
we've
just
established. Jokes. It's all just kidding. So we instead get greeted by these fucking Star Trek scimitar babes doing a sultry harem dance to try and get Goku to fall asleep.
Just waiting on those drugs to kick in.
Yeah, Goku gets a special glass of juice which has enough tranquilizer to knock out an elephant, they say, for 3 whole days.
I guess they've done that before in the afterworld.
Yeah, and elephants come to visit, I'm sure. wondering if this is some kind of weird translation thing. Maybe it's supposed to be liquor in the Japanese version. So.
One of my favorite quotes after Goku falls asleep, which he does briefly, is that Snake Princess says, "I think he's dreaming. Quick, bring me the dream mirror."
Which is what we have on hand.
Right. The dream mirror evidently shows her what people are dreaming of. And what Goku is dreaming of, appropriately, is just Chi-Chi and Gohan running in a field on loop. That's his fondest memory.
That's just all that really comes to mind. In this dream, Chi-Chi and Gohan are studying, or doing Gohan's highly advanced calculus as a 4-year-old, when the Saiyans burst in and destroy them.
Chi-Chi says, "Oh no!"
Oh, yeah,
when they burst in.
It's very it's very rehearsed as to like what Goku thinks Chi-Chi and Gohan sound like. It's like, oh, I hope my husband Goku is here to come save me. I like how Goku knows immediately what Nappa and Vegeta look like in this
Yeah,
dream.
he has a premonition. A surprisingly accurate one.
Maybe they're connected through some sort of Saiyan psychic link.
Now, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when he wakes up, he shouts their names. Like, Gohan, Chi-Chi, I have to get back to them.
Oh, I don't remember.
I think he does.
Let's go with that for the sake of the fiction.
Princess Snake then asks, or tells him, Chi-Chi and Gohan are fine, or something to that effect. And he's like, who told you my wife and child's name?
How dare you!
And I was like, you did, out loud just now, Goku.
Who told you the name of my wife and son, Chi-Chi and Gohan? Who did it?
And she says, you did at dinner. And he's like, I would have remembered if I told you. And I'm like, you didn't, because you just said it out loud now.
I remember everything I said while I was eating. No, see, that's the trick. It wasn't that, if Princess Snake had just said, you just did just now, Goku would be like, alright, that would make sense. It's the fact that Princess Snake says you said it over dinner. It's the dinner is the smoking gun here, not to be confused with the other smoking gun. Because Goku's like, no way, I would have never said Chi-Chi and Gohan's names during dinner. I was too busy eating.
I literally can't say anything at dinner.
He
I have
does-
food in my mouth.
That's what dinner's for. Dinner's not for
That's
talking.
where dinner goes.
You eat, and then people tell you to stop.
It turns out that this whole place is an illusion.
Yes, it's not really a palace.
No, they've been masking their true intentions because they get scary faces
Yeah, which means
when
that
they
they're
decide,
evil.
well, we're just going to eat you. Jason, it turns out that Goku's been Vor this whole time,
Yeah,
and we didn't even know.
never before seen. He gets transformed into a tummy tunnel, complete with gross
Juices.
juices and details and gnarly nastiness.
He manages to escape out of the snake, who continues to try to chase him in the
God,
sky
I'm
because he's
so
flying.
glad he decided to. I'm so glad he went the right way.
Yeah, no kidding.
How embarrassing would that have been?
I mean, he wouldn't have minded. It would just have been
No.
contact embarrassment for us.
Right, exactly.
This snake breathes fire, apparently.
Another one of her many traits and powers.
A thing that snakes do. This is a very good sequence, because Goku does the old tried and true, I'm in a cartoon and being chased by a snake getaway trick.
The old loop-de-loop.
To get it to wrap around itself and tie it in a knot.
The old snake knot in the sky trick. Topped only by the old giant bug in the ground trick.
We're seeing all the classics in this training montage.
And Goku finally takes back off on Z-Way, leaving Princess Snake up to her devices.
Yeah, I
So-
don't know if we ever see her again.
I
think we
remember.
might when the Z fighters get on Snake Way.
Maybe.
Briefly.
Here's my question. So, is her human form and all her attendants, are those all illusory?
I guess so.
Guess they're all just part of the prestige.
Which makes the dream mirror illusory as well.
Yeah, that's a very specific fucking folktale item to have. Just you can summon. I mean, if you.
And the Russian roulette gun.
Well, every time I make the Dream Palace, one of my associates always wants me to make a gun. I don't know why. It's kind of
She's
alarming.
just into it.
It's just
I guess it's something deep inside me.
just dreams up a gun in her stomach palace.
My final note for episode 14 is that Kami is surrounded by bummers and just hopes that Goku makes it back in time. Because he just looks out on them as they're training and he's like, man, I hope Goku gets it back.
We are shit out of luck.
You have any final thoughts for episode 14?
this was my favorite filler. I think this was completely skipped over in Kai, and it, honest to gosh, was like my favorite like sidetrack. I don't know. It could have just been this wonderful queen. It could have been the great food. It could have been the fucking stupid antics that come out of nowhere and are, again, just never really touched upon later on.
This is definitely up there with Terror on Arlia as like a very solid one-off episode that has no consequence.
Zero.
Like a lot of lore and no consequence.
Yeah, favorite queen, favorite villain, favorite little
very
sidebar. Now I'm ready to proceed.
Let's move on to episode 15, which is for the English dub titled Dueling Piccolos. Big Green went down to Georgia. He was looking for a kid to steal.
The original Japanese title here is Escape from Piccolo. Gohan summons a storm. Both of these titles are completely fucking incorrect.
Well, I mean, Dueling Piccolos is technically correct.
Truth, but I was very disappointed. Because the title was Dueling Piccolos, and these fools were dueling for all of maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's not a highlight. It does happen.
It occurs.
We start off this episode with Gohan in a cave, clinging to sanity, doing his math homework on the ground.
It's the only thing he knows.
While fondly remembering his mom looking over his shoulder when he did homework at home, and Goku in the corner just doing finger push-ups.
Yep. Getting
Good job, kid.
My favorite line here is Chi-Chi's talking about how smart Gohan is and all that.
Yeah.
And Goku remarks that Gohan is a chip off the old block. Goku...
Which block he does not refer to.
True. Like Goku.
He's just complimenting his wife, that's all.
Yeah, that's it. Very much it.
That's definitely what he meant to do.
We cut to Piccolo reminiscing about his fight with Raditz, which...
We are deep into filler because we're getting a lot of flashbacks and reused footage to chew up the time.
Stretch your legs, animators. We got this next 45 seconds. Remember that big beam I did? It's pretty cool.
Take a smoke break. We're going to look at this beam again.
We're going to look at that time I super owned my rival Goku and Raditz at the same time. Pretty good. But he remarks about how he barely beat Raditz. It took everything to destroy him. To which Piccolo then decides to do a big holler.
Yeah.
And split into two.
He splits himself into two people in order to have a sparring partner for this next bit of training he's going to do. Gordy points out an important thing to note for us when we're watching together. We have no idea which Piccolo is which after this.
Nope.
We are full on Hugh Jackman, the Prestige happening right now.
Well,
we don't know what body is what and who is the original.
Here's the thing. Does it matter?
Exactly.
It's the,
like he said when we were watching together, they are fighting against each other for survival. Like which one gets to continue to exist.
I get to eat the loser. I mean, it's a great game because I'm always the winner. It's is a determined outcome. I mean, some people wrestle with their demons. Some people literally wrestle with their demons, and Piccolo's doing the latter here. Gohan decides to do some casual sand sailing here for the...
Yeah, he builds himself a sweet desert boat.
Sheer absolute fucking hell of it.
He's embracing the breath of the wild.
He's defeated the divine beasts. He's got all the powers. He's just kind of tearing up the location.
Now he's just tooling around on side quests.
Yeah, I know he's just trying to get all those shrines. They get really cumbersome later on.
He gets chased by an enormous hawk. I think we've seen this hawk before.
Big ass hawk. We've definitely seen this idiot before. Because it's not like he's a giant cartoon hawk. He is just drawn as bird, but way bigger.
The next sequence is a little confusing. He goes through a tunnel, right?
Yes. I sped this back because I was very confused and I wanted to get the full picture as to what exactly happened. Because he for sure gets chased by a hawk, goes into a tunnel, goes really...
Is the Sabretooth with him when he's on the boat?
No.
Okay.
This is important. It is not.
Yes, this is an incredible distinction.
Sabretooth, he is sailing completely on his own. No Sabretooth in sight. He fucking rockets out the other end of the tunnel like a boat missile.
Yeah.
and lands on a beach.
Yep.
Next to a puma, which we assume is the same puma from before.
Because it looks exactly the same.
I'm assuming this might even be the same puma from episode 1 that fucking harasses Gohan while he's doing his homework.
I mean, that's what I was assuming from the beginning, is that it's just always been the same saber-toothed tiger.
Which I keep calling a puma.
It was fine.
Big ol'
That's shorthand for saber-toothed tiger.
big ol' anime cat.
Gohan realizes for the first time, oh, I could probably just go home. Like, I'm doing alright out here, but I could probably make my way back if I figure out where to go.
I could just leave. Piccolo's not watching.
We get a bit of a beach montage of Gohan running and the Sabretooth chasing him.
The Sabretooth continuing to chase him. There's no discernible reason as to why this Puma continues to antagonize this child, which has outmatched
just to eat him eventually.
But Gohan has outmatched him in strength, courage, what the fuck ever. He's just now like a pet at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
But Gohan runs around the island. Sorry, got ahead of myself.
Spoiler.
Sorry, I was so excited. He runs along the beach, but then he runs into the fucking same place he started. And realizes that he is on an island, which he got to from where exactly?
I have no idea how physically he managed to do what he did. But he went from a desert to an island.
Because it looked like the mainland is out, because he wants to build a boat to get out, to get home.
Yeah.
It looks like he sand sailed all within the same landmass and didn't leave that landmass when he hit the beach. So it's assumed that that's all contained inside the fucking thing? Inside the island? It's impossible space nonsense that is never addressed, so don't y'all worry about it, because I'm not.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Gohan decides to turn a negative into a positive, and he starts to try to figure out a plan.
Yeah, he starts mathing himself a boat.
Does some boat math.
Drawing up some blueprints.
I'm a little worried about that Puma, though. Gohan has
it starts to help him out.
Yeah.
It starts bringing him, like, leaves and stuff, and twigs to build with.
Twigs and whatnot. I'm a little worried for this Puma because Gohan has a pretty great track record of befriending creatures and then having them immediately bite it.
Yeah.
Mr. Robot, we got the dinosaur man.
I mean, he does leave Puma behind on a desert island.
Does he?
Yeah, at the end of this episode.
Okay. I mean, to be fair...
He makes the boat and sails off without his tiger friend.
He realizes that he carries the killing curse with him and decides to stay ahead of it by...
You cannot be near me.
Chi-Chi, meanwhile, is dealing with severe depression.
Ox King brought her some porridge because she hasn't eaten anything in a week.
All week.
And some porridge will fix her right up. Piccolo somehow notices that Gohan's missing, realizes he can't feel his power level or something.
Yeah, he senses something. I'd assume that he would have sensed like a spike in power or something, but no, it cuts to Gohan fucking full-on fast asleep in his boat.
He notices the absence of something.
Maybe that could be it. He notices the chip he's placed in Gohan has stopped bleeping in his mind.
Before he goes off to find Gohan, though, he very violently reabsorbs his body double.
Oh, that looks like it hurt like a mother.
It looks and sounds like it hurts terribly.
Oh, yeah.
I do not want to experience it.
The Foley on that, the sound design is great.
It's a lot of crunching and juicy noises.
The crunch, as some might say.
It's no good.
No, unpleasant. Doesn't leave any wounds or tears in his clothing or whatever, but I ain't too picky about that.
Gohan is caught in a storm at sea, and we learn that he cannot swim.
But his immediate survival instinct here is to eat all the food on board. He truly is a chip off the old block.
In some ways, certainly. I mean, that's the problem solving that he learned at home. Was can I solve this with math or eating? Is it mom's way or dad's way?
He has two powers. He's got two tools at his disposal.
Episode 15 ends with a cliffhanger.
Yeah, an actual proper cliffhanger. Gohana is tossed at sea in a tempest.
What will happen to our little boy? We're gonna have to wait till next week to find out.
Yeah. I kind of want to remark about how interesting Piccolo was treating this whole clone dueling thing, which is, again, a power I'm sure we'll see later on. Maybe. This might actually be one that we do see.
Gordy and I were talking about this when we were watching the episode. I thought, because later on Krillin does a body double thing too, that is just kind of like a light or like a speed thing. Like it's an after image. And Piccolo definitely makes clones of himself, but I thought that they were immaterial and not physical clones.
And not
like
made of
definitely
crunchy
is.
meat.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with that power.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we'll see it again. Piccolo's got a lot of powers in his training that I'm not sure if we actually see again. Lifting up pyramids with his mind and causing these maelstroms and whatever. And I like the whole dueling clone thing, because he literally is like referring, it's like, I need to face myself so I can find my own weakness. It's very Jungian. He must face the shadow of the self.
Yes, that's true.
In order to achieve...
But in a very physical way.
Yeah.
Also, while watching these episodes with Gordy, he pointed out something that you mentioned on a previous episode that ended up being a weird coincidence.
Really?
Chi-Chi had a nightmare about Gohan being lost out in the wilderness, and she was worried that he would get lost on a desert island, that he would be bitten by a snake, and that he would forget how to do math.
Shit!
And he has been lost on a desert island. He has seen some snakes, definitely. He has interacted with snakes, and he's been practicing his math so he doesn't forget.
Yeah, he's a good boy. And you know what? Goku in the previous episode it dealt with a lot of snakes, so this was just it's like poetry. It repeats itself. It's this foreshadowing.
It's a very snake-centric story arc that we're on right now.
I think so, yeah. A serpentine way of traveling along this plot, some might say. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited. We got a proper fucking cliffhanger here.
And that's it for the episodes that we watched this week. Before we sign out, let's hail Satan for a bit.
What's he up to? What's Mark doing?
What was Mark doing last week? We learned that he was doing some underground fights with his coach Oolong. Right?
Yeah!
After a stint in the porn career.
Yeah. Well,
to drum up some cash.
I mean, he might continue that onward into his like middle ages, you know. It is a steady market.
He was getting some cash so that he could pay for a membership to the Satan Dojo.
Is that dream revealed this time?
I think we've spent enough time getting some income his way. I think we can say safely that he can begin his Satan training this week.
Into the school of Satan.
When he is given, or when he gets his membership to the Satan Dojo, I assume we're just going to treat this like a WWE scenario, in that he is provided sort of a gimmick and an archetype that he has to fill by his dojo master.
It's like, all right, son, what do you got? Well,
I've got this great stash.
I got a great stash and a kick that can win money.
What kind of training does the Satan Dojo implement, do you think?
I'm gonna say this is one of those very edgy Fight Clubby type of things, and he's like, all right, first thing I want you to do, I need you to break 100 panes of glass with your bare fists.
What does this teach me, master?
Teaches you how to endure it's one of those fucking, it's really grungy street brawly kind of stuff. They don't have an octagon there, but they do have a pentagram.
They do have a pentagram.
Mm-hmm.
That is canon.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Who is the head of the Satan School? Do we know?
It's Vince McSatan.
Oh, that's right. And unfortunately, all they can afford to eat during their meal breaks is seitan.
Yes.
To really keep with the branding.
I wanted to establish a rival at the Satan Dojo for him. A Krillin to his Goku, if you will. For the Master Roshi training.
Who's Mr. Satan's Goku? Or Krillin, rather.
How do you feel about John Cena, bub?
That's good.
Or let's get another wrestler mixed with a devil. Like the Beelzebub or something.
Oh, nope, yep. Can you hell what the Rock is cooking?
Can you hell what Beelzebub is cooking?
He really wants to try and get that to catch on, but it just doesn't find purchase.
Because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
It makes zero absolute sense.
All the reporters are like, now what do you mean by that?
Do you mean...
Exactly.
What do you mean by can you hell?
What are we supposed to take away from that, Dwayne? I like that.
I can go with that.
He bumps into him in the locker room or something.
Mm-hmm.
It just starts a tiff. And there's a montage of them pulling pranks on one another. Lots of banana peels, etc. This is where he gets his present trick.
His present trick?
Yeah, have you ever seen Satan's present move in the fighting games?
No, what's he do?
He gives somebody like a cartoonishly wrapped present, like a birthday present, and it just has like a bomb in it or something.
Life is really fast in the Hell Dojo. You gotta think on your feet. You gotta be fucking crafty.
It's fast times at Hell Dojo High.
I'm very much down with it. He's got a rival. He's got a dojo. He's got training. It's really rough. It's like you gotta crack a bunch of bricks between your butt cheeks or something.
There's a lot of monologuing on the microphone just to get your stage presence up.
Yeah, you gotta learn the swagger of the entrance. The entrance really sells the whole fight.
You think they learn like any video editing also for themselves?
I will teach you how to Photoshop your hits to look like they're way more potent.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to use Spot Healing Tool and clone in a few extra blood droplets to make it really sell the shot.
Because later on, when he sees Goku and crew doing their various key blasts and flying around and all of that, he is convinced, at least he appears convinced, that it is all rope work and pyrotechnics and trickery.
Smoke and mirrors.
So I have to assume that he learned some of his own at Satan Dojo.
Gotta learn the tricks of the trade.
Yeah, just to really sell what you're doing in the match.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta seem believable. We know it's fake, but that's
right.
the kayfabe.
Exactly. He apparently rose through the ranks, according to the wiki here, through a combination of considerable power and good luck, such as his rival opponent would get food poisoning right before the match.
Yeah, that's luck.
Mm-hmm.
He had no hand in that.
And totally not subterfuge. Well, that's the thing. That's how you know he's a Slytherin, because Slytherins don't get caught. Know what you call
Canon. We'll just stick with the snake theme this week.
Exactly. Well, this is probably what Princess Snake is if you want to go full matching.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. She's very cunning.
Where's Goku go?
Are we talking about Harry Potter houses?
Yeah, how does Goku get sorted?
Oh, fuck.
Does the hat just say "get out"?
That just implodes.
Leave these hallowed halls of learning.
This is some very BuzzFeed quiz deliciousness, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, we gotta get those numbers up. We're fishing for clicks right now.
I'd say he's a fucking Hufflepuff because they're all about food and being reliable
And hard work.
and hard work and training because that's what he does.
I feel strongly that he would not be allowed to seek education there. They have to have some fucking standards.
I'm sorry.
Like, you cannot teach this boy.
This is some crossover fanfic that I want to see in my inbox, people.
I'm sure it exists already.
Get on it. So I think before we sign off, I think all we have left is we want to revisit the Dragon Radar.
Yeah, what's going on over there? Any updates?
Absolutely nothing.
Great. Very sedentary, these balls.
They're inert, some might say.
The balls are inert.
I think all we got to go on is what 3, 4, and 6. 3, 4, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Still chilling at the house, despite
Do you
drilling.
think the other ones trade hands often?
How do you mean, like they get stolen
Like-
and restolen or something?
Or like Goku and Grandpa did in his youth, they just keep it as like a trophy or a trinket that they adorn in their home.
A lot of these are just kind of like heirlooms or keepsakes or whatever.
Right, like Krillin has to collect them eventually to wish Goku back. What does he do when he runs into a scenario where a family just has it already?
Hey, sorry to bother you, I'm going to need that.
I'm gonna blow up your house, give it to me. I need my friend back.
Oh my god. You think that...
Like, does he crack under pressure?
Yeah, is Krillin must be going through 15 panic attacks while he's going through this, because he needs to steal from people to bring back his dead friend, or the planet's
And he has an incredible
going to blow
sense
up.
of justice, as we see later when he becomes a cop.
True. Oh yeah, he super does. Forgot about Cop Krillin. He had to do something after the world is safe.
Yeah, he's got a wife and a child.
Yeah, he's got to provide.
Well, thank you for joining me this week, Jason. I'm glad that you were well enough to do a podcast with me.
I'm full. I took a half bite of a sensu bean to raise my strength and vigor for this daunting task. I was ready to perform.
Where can people find you on the internet?
I exist on Twitter and Tumblr as JCalves, JayCalves. But where can we find you, my friend Tyler?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
You can find me at my other podcast that I do on Tuesdays and Sundays with Gordy, who has been on previous episodes of this show. It is entitled What the Folklore, where he, myself, and our other roommate read fairy tales from around the globe and sort of riff on them in a Mystery Science Theater 3000 style and make up jokes along the way and go on tangents, and it's a good time. You should give it a shot.
I know I would.
You can also thank you. You can also email this show at destructodiscourse@gmail.com if you have comments, questions, critiques, anything that starts with a C.
And remember, kids at home, we're looking for those lovely reviews on iTunes, but specifically, we're looking for 4-star reviews.
We want Gohans.
Bring it to us.
Give us the Gohans. Pretend that we're Big Green and just fill us with Gohans. Just feed them to us.
This metaphor got a little off the rails, but I'm still here for you. I'm still with it.
That's all right. That's going to do it for this week. We will be back next week with another Destructo Discourse. Thank you for joining me, Jason. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.
Fare thee well, travelers.
If the road ahead you seem so cold and gray, when night never turns to day, don't you be afraid, go fly away. Cha-la, cha-la, no time to hesitate, don't wanna search the earth, within it lies a magic surprise. Oh, cha-la, cha-la, be cool, don't be afraid, you got the power to get you through the night. Oh, cha-la, cha-la, no time to hesitate, go on and search the earth, within it lies a magic surprise. Oh, cha-la.